Good morning, family. How's everybody doing? I'm crazy. I'm crazy. Went to the beauty supply store and I got more of my banana powder and my spray. Forgot my concealer, but whatever. How's everybody doing? Um, I'm getting things done. Okay. I I guess I just have to accept the fact that I'm somewhat of a hoarder. And like I've shared with you guys, this place has so much storage. It's just easy to close the closet door. The house looks neat, the house looks clean, but behind the closet doors. So I have a few more areas that I have to tackle, but nothing that if I don't get done before Thanksgiving is going to be a problem. But the goal is to get it done before Thanksgiving. And I still have that one white cabinet in the kitchen, which I hope to conquer tonight and just get it over with and finish the backsplash. There's just not enough hours in the day, especially when you're working, guys. It's hard when you go to work. By the time I get home, it's close to 7 sometimes because, I stop at Dollar Tree. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting. I haven't cooked, and I don't remember when the last time I cooked, to be honest with you. My husband's cooking now. The only thing about him cooking is he don't clean the kitchen how I would clean the kitchen. And he don't clean as he goes. Me, I like to clean as I go. So by the time dinner's ready, there's no dishes in the sink. You know? But got to work with him on that. So I hope everybody's doing well. My chunka is back. He came back yesterday. I never shared with you guys. He's 3 years old. And for whatever reason, his speech is delayed. Which I don't know with him, to be honest with you. Even though I'm a nurse, I'm not a peds nurse. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not a specialist in anything pediatric. I mean, when you go to school, of course, you have to learn everything. But if you don't use it, you lose it, okay? And I don't know so much if his speech was delayed. He's kind of stubborn. He talks when he wants to talk. And early on, like if you take him to a restaurant, and he was like one and change at the time. The waitress come, leave something on the table. He would say, thank you. I give him something. He don't say thank you. You understand what I'm saying? He was saying words like door, ball. As of late, he started saying no. So now his big thing is, and I have posted on my social media because I just wanted to hear it over and over again. If you ask him, first of all, when you call his name, Chunk, huh? And then you ask him where something is, over there or right there. Or you say, go get something, where? So he's a cutie pie. He really is. He didn't want to leave me last night, but I had to go pick my husband up from work, so I had to take him downstairs. I can go like 7 days after. I was, getting to the point, not sad, but getting to the point where I missed him. Like after 7 days, 5 to 7 days, it's like I go into a chunk of withdrawals, you know, because I used to see him every day, you know, when she was here full time. I don't know what they're doing now, and I don't have time to get involved in my son and her business. Because I never know, you know what I mean? He tells me it's over, then she's right back. So I learned not to get involved because you'll be on their crazy roller coaster up and down. I notice when I move, that's when the camera tries to focus. I don't know what kind of camera my husband got. You have to hook it to a laptop. I'm going to get like a freestanding camera, try to catch one of the Black Friday deals. And there are a lot of deals. And I'm having a house full and the list grows and grows. But I told my husband at 5 o'clock, I got to go to Black Friday. I'll be back. I had a lecture about that. We had gas. First of all, this is my family. They know me. You could entertain them. Or they can come. How about that? Group trip. Group trip. Today's Thursday. Third day in, y'all. It's never ending because of the timing that I decided to do all these things, because now it's time to start food shopping. Now it's time to start food shopping. I hate the grocery store. I was thinking about doing the delivery system. I just hate the grocery. Any other store, I have no problem going to. But the food store, for whatever reason, and I like to eat, so you would think I would love the grocery store. I hate it. Can't stand it. I was telling you guys the other day in the other AM chat about Assc Direct. He does videos on narcissists. And I had a question yesterday if I thought someone could become a narcissist later in life. From the research that I have done, their issue starts as a child. Whatever trauma, they were abused as a child, that's how they become the narcissist. Because a narcissist is nothing but they're a child trapped in an adult's body, or a child in an adult's body. They're not mature. They can't engage in any adult conversation. The funny part is they can when they're manipulating you and love bombing you and baiting you and all that other stuff. Oh, yeah. I mean, the ex one, our first date, I can remember just like it was yesterday. He showed up in business attire, big words, seemed very smart and all this other crap. Not to say that he wasn't smart. But what I'm trying to say, he was painting a picture, okay? And after getting to know him, and from what I've learned from his exes that we eventually engaged in conversation, well, with one of them, allegedly he was abused by his mother. Okay? He grew up. She was very abusive verbally, and I think physically. And allegedly he was molested by the babysitter. Okay? So that could be where his issues went wrong. They hate themselves. They have very low self-esteem. And they create these false characters. You know, it's easier to live in another world than in their reality. And they could be a different character with everybody. And it makes sense after the fact, because he always had these different names. I remember we went somewhere in the city and someone called him by a name that I never even heard of before. Okay? He always had these grandiose, and there's nothing wrong with having dreams, but his was just like very unrealistic. They don't live in reality. Could they develop, later in life? To be honest with you, that's a good question. I don't know if it, because from everything I've learned is it starts as a child. Could they have hid it that long, or maybe you just didn't know? Usually they can't. They can't keep up the that false self. They can't. They can't. Not for a long time. It's just like long enough to get you, and then the abuse starts. The hell starts. How can I say it? And it just must really suck. Having to play these roles, can't be yourself. They're very strange. They really can't make eye. It's just very strange individuals. You know? And, that was part of my struggle with him because, of this traumatic childhood. Oh my God, I have so much lipsticks. Because of their traumatic childhood, and the alcohol, I think with me, initially, because I'm an empath, you feel sorry for people, you want to please people, you want to help everybody, you want to save the world, whatever like that. It was hard, I thought his issues came from the drinking, and I thought his drinking came from his childhood, So you feel sorry for them, you're more patient with them than just, anybody else. You know what I mean? But with them, you just don't know what is a lie and what's the truth, because they're really good liars. Really good liars. Oh my God. The father of lies, master of lies. And again, this is not just men. Females are the same. Narcissists. And that is the crazy thing, because they are identical. I've seen gay men talk about their narcissistic partners, and they do the same thing. I've talked about men talk about their narcissistic partners. They do the same thing, and it's just like crazy. Heard from people all over the world. They do the same thing. I mean, thousands and thousands of miles apart. It's the same thing. It's just so crazy. It's like they all follow the same, I'm going to call it satanic script, because they truly are evil. And I brought up Assc Direct because he did a video last night of, because people want to know. It's very traumatizing when you thought you were involved in this serious relationship with this individual, okay? And you really, you might have talked of marriage, you might have been married, y'all could have had all these plans together. And then when you find out it was all fake, and he was playing you, or she was playing you the whole time, it's very traumatizing, and people want to know, am I bugging out? Was that really real? Was that real? Did she really, really love me? Because these are some damn award-winning actors and actresses, y'all. I'm telling y'all. And I beat myself up about it because, like, how could you get yourself into that? But I had to, I'm very hard on myself. I'm harder on myself than you or anybody else will ever be. So criticism of others don't really, move me, because I'm harder on me than you could ever be. So I don't pay that no mind at this stage of the game. You get to a place where you're just like, whatever. And I was very hard on myself. Like, you're stupid. What's wrong with you? How come you didn't see it? But they are very good at what they do. And what was I guilty of? Guilty of being naive, guilty of being too trusting, and guilty of believing that when somebody tells you something, it's true. You got to come to the grips that you can't believe everything somebody tells you. You can't. It's unfortunate. And you cannot believe that everybody is going to be like you. Because I am not out there trying to scam people, use people, lie to people, play games with people. Because I'm not that way. You can't assume that the next person's not that way. So I was very naive. I mean, you got to remember, my first marriage, I got married at 18. That's what my family pushed. I come from a religious family. You get pregnant, you get married. You know what I mean? And none of those marriages worked. I think mine was the longest. It lasted 19 years. At 18, I didn't know nothing, because I was very sheltered. My mother was very strict with me. I didn't have experience with dating and stuff like that. I married my first boyfriend. You understand what I'm saying? So I met the narc after I came out of, and I say the narc, not my narc, because I don't claim him anymore. You know, you used to say my narc, mine. No, you ain't mine. I don't know who you belong to, but you ain't mine. But I jumped right into that relationship immediately after I separated from my ex-husband, which was a mistake. So I still wasn't ready. You understand what I'm saying? I still didn't have the experience of dating or just dating myself or being alone. I never was alone. I went from my mother's house to marriage and then straight from the marriage into the relationship with the narc. I never was alone. I didn't know what it was like to be alone. You know, so I had to accept responsibility for my part, because we all do play a role. Nobody deserves to be abused, but I will say this: you teach people how to treat you. You do. They only could do what you let them get away with. And a lot of times, and I've said this before, if you follow me, oh shoot, you might have forgot, shit. Sometimes when people do things, it's a test. And the test is to see your reaction. And if they do something and, you know, you let it slide, sometimes that's the gateway. Now, a real person who might have done something, and like I said, who really loves you or is into you and wants to build with you, they'll apologize and not do it again. You understand what I'm saying? But for that manipulator, that narcissist, they might say, oh, okay, all right, so she was mad for a couple of days, but all right, I could do it. I could do it again. You understand what I'm saying? It's a test. You treat people how, you teach people how to treat you. If you were to let them know the first time that you mean business, you do that again and I'm done, you know, they'll think twice. You know, 6 months in, started the disappearing acts. And of course, oh, I was mad. I didn't talk. I changed the locks on the bedroom. I put him out of the bedroom. And, you know, he would wiggle his way back in maybe 3 days later, and then life would resume. So he kept doing it. And it got worse and worse and worse. Until one time he did it. When he came back, the locks was changed and all his stuff was out of the house, packed on the side in a nice tote. We broke up for 2 weeks. And I did have a weak moment. And took him back. And I will tell you this, though. And this doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody. He never stayed out again. Those weekend disappearing acts stopped. Matter of fact, he didn't even go out on the weekends. But what I didn't know, you see how slick these people are. He didn't change the behavior. He modified. So I would be thinking he was going to work, but that's when he would go play. You understand what I'm saying? And be back, you know, like if your work hours are 9 to 5, he would be back by that time. And I found that out towards the end of the relationship. I found that out at the end of the relationship. They don't change. I will tell you, I think a person can change if they want to change, but a narcissist can't change. There's no cure for narcissism, personality disorder. There's no cure. Let me put a lip balm on first. These mats are so dry. But a regular person, if they wanted to settle down that old school play or whatever, eventually, when they start having erection problems, maybe, I don't know. But telling you, it was a time period from hell, dealing with somebody that's so unpredictable. But his video last night, I keep going off topic, I'm sorry, rambling, was, did the narc really love me? Because that's a lot of questions that the people have. And, you know, I have those girlfriends, and don't listen to people. If you listen, people have never been through what you've been through, they can't tell you jack shit. I'm talking like I have all this time. Let me get moving. I'm just doing lashes, y'all. You know, my girlfriends, I don't know if they call themselves trying to make me feel better. We think he loved you. No, he did not. Because when you love somebody, you don't do the kind of stuff that he was doing. You don't treat somebody that way when you love them. So I'm not even going to try to make myself feel better. He did not love me. They are incapable of love. First of all, hurting people, in my opinion, really can't love you. They can't. Hurting people hurt people. You know? And my thing coming out of that relationship, I didn't want to hear nobody's sob stories. I don't care what happened to you. Go get help. And then we'll talk. Because I'm not a therapist. I can't fix you. And that's what I try to tell my son all the time. About Chunk's mother. Because you feel sorry for them. Even me with her. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I talk all this tough stuff. But even with me, I have a soft spot for her. After everything she's done to me. After everything she's done to my son. Y'all don't even know the half. It's not enough video recording to know the full story. Seriously. I still have, because I'm an empath. And I know she had a rough childhood, and I know she wasn't given a fair deal. But it comes to a point where I'm much better than what I was. It comes to a point where you have to say, I'm sorry that happened to you. But that doesn't give you a right to treat me this way. I didn't do it. I didn't hurt you. You know, you have to be strong. You know, it doesn't give a person a right to do these things to you. That's why if you meet someone and they have all these issues, run. Trust me. Trust me. You know, you may seem cruel and cold and heartless, but they will take your heart, chew it up, and spit it back out at you. Seriously. Let them work on their issues. You can't be in a productive, healthy relationship and you have a lot of baggage. You can't. You can't. So, you know, if they're really interested in you, let them work on themselves and come back when they're stable. If not, it just wasn't meant to be. Because you will pay for things that you didn't do. But his answer to the question was, did the narc really love me? And I'm going to link the video to this one. Okay? His answer was no. You know, does the predator really love the prey? I commented that, and what I do believe is they did not love you, even a user. They love what you do for them. You understand what I'm saying? They love what you gave them. You know what I'm saying? They love how all the supply, and I was a good source of supply for a narcissist. You understand what I'm saying? Very nurturing, loving. He didn't have to worry about anything, you know, very catering, you know, they say, you know, take care of your man. I did everything I was supposed to do and then some, okay? So they love that. They miss that. They don't miss you. You were nothing more but just supply. They were using you the whole time. And you're not the only one, because they need so much attention that one person could not satisfy. They can't. Maybe for a little while, but they get bored. They constantly need attention. All eyes on them. You know what I mean? Constantly. So one person catering, that's not that, they get bored. They want a little bit of everything. The things that I know now is just very disturbing to me, and that I did not see. It's just, it's crazy. And like I said, I stumbled across a free Facebook webinar, and that was the beginning of my discovery. I would say I found that 8 months before the relationship totally disintegrated. And that was just, I say God. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't listening to the red flags and anything else that he was telling me. Um, I knew something wasn't right. I just couldn't put my finger on it. You know what I mean? But as horrible as it is, like I said, it's a life lesson. And knowing about them now, I even think an old girlfriend of mine was one. Sorry, you guys. It could be male, female, family member, sibling, parent. My question is, do they know what they are? Do they know what they are? That's what I wonder. I think they know something's not right, but I don't know if they know they're narcissists. But there is somebody on YouTube that does videos that is a narcissist. He's from England. I listen to his videos too. I gotta find him. I haven't listened to him in a while. He is a narcissist, and he's giving you the game. He's giving us the game, like the blueprint. You know what I mean? But it's something, like I said, a lot of people, when you tell them, I was with a narcissist, if they don't know what that is, they look at you like you're crazy. They think like, okay, bitch, you just got cheated on and you just can't accept it. Now you want to label that man crazy. And that's really not the case. Because I shared with you guys about my first husband. He wasn't a narcissist, but he was a manipulator and a cheater, stuff like that. And it's like, after you go through that, it's like when anybody tries to insult my intelligence, when anybody tries to twist something, I become almost seriously enraged. Enraged, because it's just like, oh hell no. It's like I was too silent before. It does affect you, and you do carry that with you. I'm sorry. And if anybody says, oh, I'm over it, I'm healed, I'm sorry. Them flashbacks hit you. Post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm serious. I could be honest and tell you guys that. And I'm in a happy relationship. Trust me, no relationship is perfect. We have our issues, disagreements. But it's a happy relationship. It's a different world when you're with someone who loves you, values you, wants to work with you, and you guys can engage and have an adult conversation. You understand? I couldn't have that with the narcissist. Oh my, were you kidding me? They start that gaslighting. It's almost watching somebody have a temper. He would hit. If we were in the car, he would hit the dashboard, start screaming like he was over something basic, over something minor that two adults could just say, okay, I hear you, but this is what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying? Nuts. Oh, I could laugh about it now, y'all, but I cried many, many tears. People don't know. People don't know the tears that I cried. And there are a lot of people that see me now that had no clue, because you can't talk to everybody and tell everybody your business. That feel I look so much different. When I look at old pictures of me, it just, the stress, the unhappiness, you think you're smiling, but it really shows. And just being away from them, forget, now happily married, in a better space in many areas of my life. Even before I met my husband, it's just the freedom. Yes, I was hurt, but I did not miss him. And I will even say I did not miss my ex-husband. I never could say, ow, that hurt. That hurt. These tweezers, I'm telling you, be careful, y'all. Even after that relationship was over. Because for me, what I notice is I grieve and I go through that process while the relationship is still going. Oh, God, too much glue. It's always one eye, I'm telling y'all. But I had too much glue in the on that corner. I grieve and I go through that process during the relationship. I don't know. Before the relationship ends. Oh, God, close your mouth, Erica. But I never wanted him back when it was final. It was final. I can honestly say I never wanted him back. And I can honestly say I didn't miss him. Because it was too painful. The pain of staying was nothing like the pain of being by myself. It was just a life of uncertainty. I mean, life has its own uncertainties, but being with them, you did not know if they were going to disappear. You didn't know, especially with his drinking. He could go days and days without drinking, and then one day you come home from work and he's just in another world. I have to do this one over again. I don't know what the hell happened here. It's always one eye. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Let me get the hell out of here, y'all. But anyway, I hope everybody has a good day. And if you were with a narcissist and you're free, stay narc free. If you're scared, if you're with somebody or you want to be free, it can be done. It really can be done. And you'll be so much happier. There's so much more to life than pain. There's so much more to life than pain. This is a mess, y'all. But anyway, I got to go. So I will see you guys later. Okay. Cut.